Okay, so my topic is female characters of the importance of being earnest as a Victorian woman. This is my information, and before I discuss about that, let me first discuss about briefly discuss about the importance of being earnest. Here I gave some factual information about that. Full name of the importance of being earnest is the importance of being earnest as a tribal comedy for serious people. It was first performed on 14 February 1895 at St James Theatre in London, and this is known as very much important farcical comedy in which the protagonist maintain fictitious persona to escape burdensome social obligations. And also the importance of being earnest is one of the most important comedy of manner. In this play we find that while satirize on a theme of marriage, love, and mentality of the Victorian aristocratic society. So this is the information about women of Victorian era. Now that how was the Victorian woman has. So the Victorian women have just one main role in their lives, which was to marry and take part in their husband's interest and business. They also learn some housewife skills such like cooking, washing, cleaning to be ideal woman, ideal Victorian woman. If we see, then the level of education are quite down at that age, at that time. The main desire of Victorian woman is to marry a rich ideal man. That's why they constantly try to obey man's expectation of marriage, and they try to be like ideal woman. The Patry in his article states that from infancy, all girls who were born above the level of poverty had the dream of successful marriage before their eyes. By that alone was it possible for a woman to rise in the world. Women at that time also not allowed to be educated or gain knowledge outside the home, because they was considered that as a man's world. Victorian society expected women with feminine qualities as well as the innocence. This also we found in one article written by Patrice. He wrote that Victorian women expected to be ideal and ignorant, and added that innocence was what he demanded from the girls of his class, and they must not only be innocent but also give the outward impression of being innocent. White muslin, typical of virginal purity, clothes many a heroine with delicate shades of blue and pink. Next in popularity, the stamp of masculine approval was placed upon ignorance of the world, meekness, lack of opinion, general helplessness, and weakness. In short, recognition of female inferiority to the male. Xander role was in the center of at that age. Xander role was created by cultural beliefs of Victorian era. Here, Catherine Hughes explained in her article named Xander role in the 19th century that during the Victorian period, man and woman role, the role of man and woman became more sharply defined than at any time in history. So now let me discuss about the female characters of the importance of being earnest in the reference of Victorian era. So these are the three main female characters are there: Cecily Cardew, Lady Bracknell, and Gwendoline for Fairfax. In the play, Oscar Wilde raises multiple questions about the gender roles and expose gender stereotypes. There are three main characters, as I discussed: Lady Bracknell, Gwendoline, and Cecily. These characters are arrogant, portrayed as a arrogant, formal, and concerned with money. We can say money-minded characters. The women are portrayed as a sheltered and uneducated. If we analyze, we found found no sense of identity in Gwendoline and Cecily Cardew. The only woman within the play which was stand clearly out is Lady Bracknell only. So here is the comparison of Lady Bracknell with the Victorian woman. She represented the society of 19th century. Lady Bracknell is arrogant and always speak in command, judgments and pronouncement, and she's also always seem like authoritative or serious woman. uh, this And she is also seeking for money and wealth. This we found in this, as she say that, but I do not approve. She is not because she don't know that Cecily have so much money, so she will not approve Algernon and Cecily's marriage at first. But when she came to know about the fortune of Sicily, she easily approved that. So here we found there we found that she is somewhere money minded, and the shadow of Victorian woman reflected in her. Um, Here, as I say, that she is reflected here as a typical Victorian mother and aunt who wants her nephew will marry only a rich girl like Cecily, and her girl also marry to a rich man. That's why she constantly asks questions to that Mr. Vardin, that how much money you have, how much fortune you have, what is your parentage, and such kind of questions. When she came to know about the wealth of Sicily, she immediately started liking her, as she told that Miss Cardew seems to me a most attractive young lady now that I look at her. And she also believes in short engagement period, and not so long engagement are acceptable to her, as she say that they give the people opportunity to find out each other's characters before marriage. Here she reflected the idea that of making someone that they are really not, and believe that as long as you look good, that is what is important. Originality are not important. The importance is how you look good. Now the other two characters are Cecily and Gwendoline. Oscar Wilde put Cecily as the country girl and Gwendoline as a city girl. They both live very sheltered life, which take away their education. They are not. If we read the play, we found that uh, somewhere Gwendoline and Cecily look like stupid girl as they write diaries and fall in love with Ernest, the name Ernest, we can say. So somewhere we find stupid, but if we analyze it, we found that they are not stupid girl, but they are not well introduced with society in their time. So Lady Bracknell not provide Gwendoline enough education, because she thinks that education is, fortunately in England at many that education produced no effect whatsoever. But Gwendoline sometimes realized that what her mother do with her, that what that her mother would think about the education. This is not right, and she asked also that Mama, whose views on education are remarkable strict, has brought me up to be extremely short-sighted. That because of lack of education I became short sighted. Cecily also sheltered, but her location is responsible for that, as she belonged from the countryside. She is not so much interested in the education. Even if education offered to her, she takes no interest in that. This we found in this dialogue, that but I don't like German, it isn't at all a becoming language. I know perfectly well that I look quite plain after my German lessons. So this dialogue we can easily define that Cecily don't like to study or something which is related to education. And the another thing is they both live fancy and imaginative life. They used to write diaries and live in their imaginative world. As Cecily told Algernon that, you know what, we are already get engaged, and our engagement is also broken from some day back because that weather is so beautiful, that's why our engagement was broken out. And then we again, I forgive you again. In real life there is such kind of things are not happen. But she imagines everything, and might be it is because of that they have so much free time, as they are not doing not taking education. They have no such kind of works which makes her busy, so their whole time which is in which they are free, they are imagining something and something. So these things are also there. And the another thing is that they both fall in love with the man whose name is supposed to be Ernest. Even they don't look so them don't even know that how the person is, still they fall in love with the name Ernest. So this is also somewhere we found that stupidity or lack of understanding such like a Victorian woman. So thank you, and this is my citation.
Hello,
Okay,
Himanshi.
you can stop presenting.
Hello, Himanshi. Gwendolyn in the Independence Girl. Yeah, not.
No, she's not actually independent girl, as an independent girl, because she was totally depends on her mother. Okay, she is not described as an independent girl because she was depend on her mother. As we know that even for her marriage, she waits for her mother's permission. This is something somewhere we found that she is not independent girl. But there are one incident in the play where we found that she started rebelling against her mother when uh, without talking with her mother that I want to go to the house of Mr. Vardin. She came to the house of Mr. Vardin and declared their engagement. So somewhere we find later on that she started rebelling, but in the starting, if we analyze, she is not an independent girl at all.
That is getting still. Yeah. That is. Yeah.
Like literally, lady pregnant believes in no long courtship period. Is that true or false? Right or wrong? According to you? This is according to me. This is not right because the if there is a short period, we get no chance to understand each other or to understand the each other's habits or something, and this may create problems after the marriage. So it is very important to firstly to understand each other, and then we'll get marriage. And this is only possible if we have a long period of time.